Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second day of International Women's Day celebrations 2022 conducted by National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. We have had our inauguration of this year's 5 days celebrations on 4th of March with the flagging off of walkathon, followed by an evening full of merrymaking, sports and games. And today we are on to the second day with a series of guest lectures where two eminent experts from the fields will be sharing their experiences. The first person, Ms. Jayashree Seth, who was an alumnus of our institute. She will be talking about women in science and technology. And we have another distinguished guest, a medical practitioner. Her name is Dr. G. Anita. She will be talking about how inspiring a doctor she is and how a woman can make changes in her life along with helping others. So let's have the pleasure of listening to these two eminent experts today. Welcome to the guest lecture series.
The first speaker is Jayashree Seth. She is a corporate scientist and chief science advocate at 3M United States. She helps people of all ages around the world learn to appreciate science in their life. Over to the speaker.
There's a stereotype of scientists, one, that they're male and they're boring, they don't dress well, and they're like very awkward. I'm obviously not that type.
My name is Dr. Sierra Civils. I'm a nuclear engineer.
My name is Dr. Jessica Taff. I'm a microbiologist.
My name is Jayashree Seth. I'm a scientist at 3M.
My name is Gitanjali Rao. I'm 15 years old and I'm an innovator, scientist, and promoter of STEM.
I was the first Black woman to get a PhD in nuclear engineering. I saw that as an opportunity to open the door for people that look like me to come and be involved in these fields.
A scientist is anybody, and it shouldn't be based on age, race, or gender. It should be based on our capabilities and our motivation to tackle world problems.
I want to tell the next generation of STEM students that you don't have to be what people expect from a scientist. The more stereotypes we break, the better outcomes we're going to have because we invite more people into the world of science. We need every diverse perspective in order to solve problems.
Wherever we're going, whoever we're racing, we're gonna keep riding.
If you inspire a girl and show her the different ways that she can do what she loves,
You open their eyes. Then they look at you and think, if she can do that, I can do that. And my message to them is, yes, you can.
she can change the world.
We will be tameless. We will be tameless.
Greetings to all, and thank you for this opportunity. There has never been a better time to talk about this topic than right now. Most of us are slowly emerging from an interesting year and a half, virtually all of humanity. We faced the same existential crisis. We confronted the same fears, and we all awaited our turn for the same gift of science, the vaccine. There is no doubt in my mind that science will vanquish this pandemic, but during this strange time that we're living through, we have seen very clearly that science and scientists and professionals in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, have a profound impact in shaping the future. We're seeing that the global public is recognizing that as well, and it is important that we advocate for science and for adequate representation of women and underrepresented minorities in STEM. Science is currently having a moment, and that is exactly why it is a great time to advocate. So let me explain what is going on. During the pandemic, science skepticism declined for the first time since we started tracking it 3 years ago. And as you can see, it was steadily rising till before the pandemic. But during the pandemic, it is down. And trust in science and scientists is the highest it has been. And turns out hope is the defining sentiment around science in 2021. We surveyed 17 countries in 2021, and not too surprisingly, the themes from 2020 continue. In fact, skepticism is low and trust remains at the highest level as we turn on the corner on the pandemic. With vaccinations and countries or regions are opening up, there's a sense of hope. And beyond dealing with the current crisis, Science gives us hope for our future. Science gives us hope for our planet and for the next generation in pursuing STEM. In fact, people agree that during pandemic, scientists and medical professionals have inspired a new generation to pursue STEM education and careers. But people around the world, 17 countries in all, say that we need to do more to encourage and keep girls and women engaged in STEM careers and education. And I'm so proud that 3M premiered a docuseries called Not the Science Type, and it intends to inform, to influence, and hopefully inspire. We want to foster a conversation around shattering stereotypes that deter women. It shows that we're all the science type. We can all have different paths and backgrounds. Doesn't matter your race or ethnicity or age or nationality, you can blaze trails, you can pursue your passions, you can bring in your interests, and you can shape your careers. Your potential is exponential. And I'm honored to be one of the scientists featured in it. With this film, we want to catalyze the conversation around changing the constructs, dismantling the archetypes, shattering the stereotypes of who enters, who persists, and who excels in STEM. After all, who is the science type? Interestingly, at age 6, girls draw 70% of scientists as women, but by the time they're 16, they draw around 75% of scientists as men. And if you're wondering when does this number start flipping, it is at 10 years of age. And much research has been done on the topic of why many girls and young women do not see themselves or even their gender in science careers. And many factors can contribute to this at an individual, group, cultural, and societal level. In fact, studies have found that a less pronounced masculine image of science itself has the potential to increase the likelihood of STEM career aspirations for girls. There are also these deep-rooted gender stereotypes that can impact a child's social identity and the perception of who is a scientist and who can be a scientist. I wouldn't have opted for STEM thinking I too was not the science type. I'm fortunate that my unique circumstances prompted that I pursue nonetheless, and here I am today, a corporate scientist, the highest level at 3M, 72 patents, many products and technologies that I've been part of developing, and the first ever chief science advocate. So our paths can be diverse, just as diverse as we all are, and science will be better off for that diversity. You don't have to be a specific race or gender or ethnicity or nationality. You don't have to be a child who tinkered, and you don't even have to have a degree to be the science type. I highly recommend you check out our docuseries at 3m.com/notthesciencetype, and please spread the word. Our research shows that the public has an expectation of shared responsibility, including expectations from corporations and even down to the individual. And we can all do something about it. In fact, people know that as individuals, we have a strong role to play to step up and address the inequities. And there's a lot of effort currently to ensure equitable engagement, participation, and success of underrepresented minorities in STEM. I hope what I said resonates, and I leave you with 5 ways we can all give our voice to plant the seeds of STEM in the next generation. Nurture them and watch them grow into well-informed problem solvers. And you don't have to be in STEM yourself. You can volunteer at events. You can organize science events in your community. You can inspire impressionable minds by showing how science can solve a problem they have. You can champion to bring more STEM tools in your local schools through individual or corporate involvement wherever you work. You can engage in conversations that draw out their natural curiosity and engage in a sense of wonder, and you can engage in learning together. There has never been a better time to talk about this topic, advancing women in STEM, than right now. Thank you.
Next, we have Dr. G. Anita with us, who is a medical practitioner. She was a former professor and dean at Government Medical College. Over to the speaker.
Hello everyone there at NIIT Trichy. At the onset, I would greet you all on this great day, International Day of the Women. And you would have seen in my resume that I come from a very humble family, and never did I imagine or dream that I would one day become one of the district level top officers in my chosen field. And as you would have been aware, I retired as the Dean of the Trichy Government Medical College, and I would like to discuss my journey with you and ask you also to have big dreams. Okay? My father, he hailed from a very humble background. He had come from a small village and he lived by example. He frequently told us children to study well when we were very young, and he stressed the importance of education, which alone he said is one of the important stepping stones to success. And he also stressed about the necessity of hard work, of disciplined work from day one in life. From the time we entered nursery school until the last date of my college, he would always urge me to stick to one timetable, to get up early, to spend time studying in the early morning, to spend time in religious activities. It was always a family work. And my mother, one of the very beautiful ladies who came from a very affluent family. She came from a very affluent family, but she taught us how to adjust herself in the whole situation. And she used to always tell us about transactional analysis, to analyze anything between two people. Maybe it is because the HOD and the assistant, or between a student and a teacher, or between students themselves. Okay, and what is the need of this discussion, why we are talking with each other, and what is the best outcome. Always sit and analyze. That is what my mom used to say. And she supported 3 girls. Remember that I am speaking about 30 years back. 3 girls getting good education. She made us study Carnatic music, dancing, and taught us skills for daily living, needlework and driving. Of course, cooking. Without cooking, what can we do? Without food, we cannot survive, isn't it? So it was my mom who taught us the need for all that. When she was cooking or making rice or making rasam, she will always say, she urges to cut us a few onions, urges to roll the puris. Okay, not necessarily that they should come out perfectly, but that the family and the children should know that mom is not sitting idle at home. Mom is doing a lot of work. Okay, then we'll move on to other things in life. If the society considers that you are a successful woman, what is that? Who forms part of this society? We are all together, our family, our friends, our workplace, people from all that form the society from which we come, isn't it? And the society has few standards of success in life. Maybe acquiring a house for us to live in, for our children, if we have children, for them to grow, to get a good education and to get a good job and to go up high in your career, and of course to get all this, to go to our workplace, maybe a car, and for all this we need money. To earn money properly, we need a good job or do some proper business. So these are all considered pinnacle of success, isn't it? But is that all in life? Once you have attained all this, what next? There comes spirituality. Okay? In Bhagavad Gita, the Almighty says, He is called the Paramatma. He knows everything and He created the universe. And we are all Jivatma. Okay? That is why this individual soul was born in this planet Earth. And once our duties in this world is over, this Jivatma has to consider ways and means of reaching the Paramatma. Okay? That is the ultimate goal in life. And towards that, God Himself says, do your duty well, whatever is your duty. If I am a doctor, if I am in government service, if you are in the village service, think what is best for that village, improving sanitation or improving their lifestyle, teaching them about good health, okay? And if you are a qualified, I was a qualified intensive care doctor, but I did go to the village for a couple of years, okay? I cannot be claiming, it's wrong for me to claim. I am a super qualified doctor. I will work only in a big intensive care setup. I think that is not the right thing. We have to give our knowledge, share our knowledge from the society from which we had come, okay? So that's one. And as soon as you get up in the morning, I request all of you to spend a couple of minutes with yourself. Sit and think. Talk to the Almighty. Thank Him for all the good things He has given you. We have been born with a good pair of eyes, a good mouth to speak, a good brain which can think, good limbs, okay? So we are all blessed to be born in a good family. We are all blessed to be born in this wonderful country called India. There are so many cultures which we all live together, isn't it? We all tolerate other cultures well. We don't say, I am having the best culture and yours is the worst. I wear a sari, my sister wears a salwar kameez, my student wears a jeans. We are all part of a single society. We tolerate each other, and we come from a wonderful city which gives us good air, non-polluted air, lots of oxygen for us to breathe, and which gives us continuous water, which we say Kaveri Thayin Madiyil Irkirom. Okay? We are on the lap of the great mother Kaveri river, which gives us good water to drink, and food is always available in plenty, either cooked food or the grains, everything, vegetables, fruits, everything is available to us in plenty, isn't it? So thank all people, feel grateful and thank God for having given you all this. Just spend 2 minutes and always plan well your life, starting from day-to-day planning. So now that we are women, we need to cook something for ourselves and for our family also, isn't it? So we will plan for 1 week. I used to plan like that. Monday we'll have idli, Tuesday we'll have idli, and Wednesday we'll have dosa, Thursday we'll have something like that. And something for health foods, isn't it? With a lot of protein like sambar and sundal, cereals like that. And all the exotic items like puri or rava dosa, all this used to be reserved for the weekend where we are free at home, isn't it? That's how we plan for the week. And we don't go and open the fridge and search for idli mavu. Only if you have readied the batter the previous day, it will be there ready. So plan for your week. Also plan for your classes every day, preferably previous night. Get a good clean set of dresses ready for you in the previous day itself, and prepare for your classes. Whether you are going to take classes or whether you are students, if you are going prepared, have an idea of suppose you are studying chemical engineering and you are going to study about sulfuric acid today, okay? So if you are going to learn about the structure and the uses, you will really understand better what your teacher is going to tell you. You know, the syllabus is there for all of us to see. All books are available online. So prepare well for your classes. Likewise, be well organized. Keep your pens in one same place, your keys, your spectacles, keep your mobile phone, laptop, keep them all in the same place. So it will save you some time searching for all that, okay? And it will give you a good feel. Once you start searching for items, you will feel irritable, isn't it? So you be well organized, and please teach your children few basic good habits. I dealt with thousands of medical students, and some of them were pampered by their parents, okay? They will throw their innerwear on one side, their coffee cups on one side, and their rooms used to be a mess. okay? But don't be like that. Be organized. You should live by example for your students and for your friends and family. See, brushing teeth is very important, isn't it? Does your servant come and brush your teeth for you? Okay, likewise, please leave your used plates in the sink, wash them, and wash your teacup and water tumblers yourself, and wash your dresses every day yourself. Okay, don't throw it just like that and ask a servant to do it. Don't think it is below your dignity to do all this work. Don't say, I am very busy, I got a servant to do all that. Remember, they are also human beings. Just because you throw some amount of money, you can't be bossing around people. Okay, so few things like that. If you live by example like this, your roommate or your family, your children, especially your boy children, please teach them all this work. Okay, and dress well. I'm not saying, suppose I'm wearing a brown sari and brown blouse, wear a well ironed out dress. I used to wear a white coat to job every day. Okay, I always used to wash my white coat myself and iron it myself. Wear a dress which is wrinkle free. Okay, it doesn't mean you should wear silk to your work, and wear minimum amount of jewelry. A small earring, absolute necessity is the watch, and a small chain. These are enough. Your education and the knowledge which will shine like a tejas when you are walking in your corridor, that will command the respectability from your students and your colleagues. Okay, the way you hold yourself, the way you conduct your classes, the way you study, it is the knowledge eventually that gives that respectability. When I am wearing a brown color dress, I don't need to wear a brown stone necklace or a fancy jewelry. All that is not needed. But dress modestly and dress well. So this will give us some confidence in our gait. Another important point is, don't ever procrastinate. Supposing you are having a class today and you have been taking this class for the past 10 years, you will be thinking, oh, I know everything, I know what to teach my students. Don't procrastinate. Okay, suppose you need to cook rice, you have to keep rice available for 2-3 days at least in your house, isn't it? If you go to the kitchen and find there's no rice, what will you do? Okay, you will plan ahead for at least 2-3 days or at least a month, is it? Likewise, prepare for your class. Okay, so that you will be well versed with what are the salient features you have to discuss with your students, and also develop some good hobbies. Okay, everybody is blessed with 24 hours. Organize your time. Just spend an hour with your hobby. See, learning a new language. I started learning Sanskrit after, I have some extra time once I retired from government service. So I started going into the spiritual side. So to understand whatever I am saying, I cannot memorize and say just like that. So I can say a lot of poetry from Tamil, but to say and recite a couple of hymns from Sanskrit or Telugu, I need to know that language, isn't it? So I started learning Sanskrit. Now this will give you a new focus in life. So a hobby like needlework, like painting or gardening, enjoy and do it for, you can learn chess, you can learn Sudoku, you can learn, now this Wordle Doodle is coming along. Do all that for at least 1 hour a day. It gives you immense relaxation, brings down your stress hormone and brings down your BP, and it will improve your attentiveness. For 1 hour, if you are going to do the chess or Sudoku, your attentiveness, your concentrating capacity and your memory will improve by leaps and bounds. Okay, so concentrate on your hobbies also. And as a doctor, I have couple of requests. Do some physical exercise every day. At least spend 45 minutes walking. So as you walk, your feet develop new blood vessels. As you walk, your heart beat faster and develops new blood vessels also. You burn up the excess sugar, burn up the excess cholesterol, okay? And try to be vegetarian. A couple of days back, we consulted a kidney specialist who's a nephrologist, and he said, now that you are all 50, you have enjoyed all types of food. Now please save whatever kidneys you have. Don't load it with non-vegetarian protein, which the kidney will find difficult to filter. I also said, பொழைச்சி போட்டுமே அந்த கோழி குஞ்சு, ஓகே, பாவம் அந்த ஆட்டுக்குட்டி. So change your lifestyle to a vegetarian diet, and eat a lot of fruits, eat a lot of vegetables. You know, in your mess, they don't give you stale food. They don't cook the previous day and heat up the food and give it to you, isn't it? Everything is cooked fresh. You know, a lot of work goes in producing rice, in producing a vegetable. Give some respect to the farmer, okay? So, and it's also very healthy to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables which have a lot of fiber. And I would suggest you do fasting for once in a week or once in 15 days. Fasting means, I'm not saying don't go without water also, okay? Just stop rice and cereals. No idli, no rice, no chapati. You can take vegetables, you can take fruits, you can take water and milk, okay? There are a lot of people who go without food itself, but we can drink lots of fruits and milk and vegetables. This type of fasting will make us think. You will feel very hungry, but it will make you think about the farmer who put in a lot of work to produce that, about the vendor who put in a lot of work to buy it and give it to at our doorstep, about the parents who spent their savings buying it for us, and about the mother who cooked it, about the father who ensured that the child ate well, okay? So, and that time you can also spend an extra time on your religious activities, and once you are well settled, you have done all your duties. That is what God wants. If you are a student, your duty is to study well. Eat, sleep, study. Pursue this hobby. Pursue exercises. But your primary aim there is to study, isn't it? Once for teachers and senior professors like myself, once your life is settled, all duties, once you have finished, what next? Okay? That's when bhakti comes in. That's where India is the leader. Okay? God himself says, finish your duty first. Then, if you have time, you learn some spiritual works and go in the bhakti process. Doesn't mean you should give some discourses, but you can listen to a lot of good bhajans and similar things. Whatever religion you choose to follow, you can do that. So that comes when you are settled with all your duties, okay? So being a woman is being a complete human being. You respect yourself, thank God and society for everything, and you should be a good human being. That is the end of our lives, okay? Thank you all for this beautiful opportunity. If you have any doubts regarding my talk, you please feel free to talk to me. Sri Devi ma'am has got my number. You could contact her. Thank you all very much.
Hope you have enjoyed both the lectures. Now we'll have a quick glance and glimpse of both the day 1 and day 2 events. Please enjoy it and be with us on Monday for the offline events, which are cultural events, and we expect you at Banhal. And tomorrow there will be winner announcements happening, and please log into our YouTube channel and be with us. Thank you very much.